Life is short, and one day you will wake up and realize that the time you thought you had is already gone. The chances you delayed are already lost. The dreams you postponed are already fading. And the people you loved are already memories, because life does not wait for anyone to be ready. It does not pause for fear, doubt, laziness, or excuses. It keeps moving forward every second, every minute, every day, silently reminding you that every breath you take is a gift and every sunrise you see is another opportunity to become better, stronger, wiser, and braver than yesterday. Yet most people waste this priceless gift scrolling through distractions, complaining about problems, comparing their lives to others, waiting for perfect conditions, and living in comfort zones that slowly turn into prisons, forgetting that comfort never creates greatness and safety never builds legends. Because the truth is, life is not meant to be easy. It is meant to be meaningful. It is meant to challenge you, break you, rebuild you, and transform you into the strongest version of yourself. If only you are willing to rise every time you fall, to stand every time you are defeated, and to believe in yourself even when the whole world doubts you. Because life is short and you do not have time to live someone else's dreams, follow someone else's path, or carry someone else's expectations on your shoulders. You were born with a unique purpose, a unique voice, and a unique mission, and the moment you start copying others, you betray your own potential, you silence your own power, and you delay your own destiny. So stop waiting for approval, stop waiting for validation, stop waiting for permission, because nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to build your future for you. Nobody is coming to hand you success on a silver platter. It is your responsibility to wake up every day with hunger in your heart, fire in your soul, and discipline in your actions, to work when others sleep, to learn when others waste time, to improve when others complain, and to keep going when others give up, because life rewards those who refuse to quit, those who choose consistency over comfort, growth over excuses, and courage over fear. And remember that every great story in history was written by someone who was once scared, once uncertain, once broken, but decided to move forward anyway, because courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act despite it, and life is too short to live in fear, too short to hide your talents, too short to doubt your worth, and too short to settle for less than you deserve. Yet many people waste their lives trapped in toxic relationships, unhealthy habits, negative thinking, and destructive routines, convincing themselves that tomorrow will be different, that next year they will change, that someday they will start, not realizing that someday is an illusion and tomorrow is never promised. Because the only time you truly own is this moment, this breath, this heartbeat, this chance right now. And if you do not use it, it will disappear forever. So stop living in the past, stop reliving your mistakes, stop replaying your failures, stop punishing yourself for things you cannot change, because your past does not define you. It prepares you, it teaches you, it strengthens you, and it shapes you into someone capable of greatness. If you are brave enough to learn from it instead of being chained to it, and stop worrying endlessly about the future, stop overthinking every step, stop fearing what might happen, because the future is built by what you do today, by the habits you practice, by the choices you make, and by the standards you set for yourself. So choose discipline over distraction, focus over fear, and purpose over pleasure, because life is short and your energy is precious. Do not waste it on people who do not respect you, do not value you, or do not support your growth. Do not waste it on drama, gossip, and negativity. Do not waste it on proving yourself to those who never believed in you. Instead, invest it in building your skills, strengthening your mind, improving your health, deepening your character, and serving something bigger than yourself. Because success without character is empty, and achievement without meaning is hollow. And at the end of your life, nobody will remember how many likes you had, how many followers you gained, or how much money you made. They will remember how you made them feel, how you treated them, how you inspired them, and how you lived with integrity, courage, and compassion. And remember that life is not about avoiding pain, struggle, and failure. It is about learning to rise from them stronger, wiser, and more resilient, because every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every loss is a lesson, every hardship is training, and every tear is watering the seeds of your future success. If only you keep faith in yourself and trust the process, and understand that growth is uncomfortable, change is painful, and discipline is difficult, but regret is far more painful than all of them combined, because regret is the voice that whispers, "I wish I had tried," when it is already too late. I wish I had believed when the opportunity is gone. I wish I had started when time has run out. So do not let regret write your story. Do not let fear steal your future. Do not let laziness destroy your potential, because life is short and your dreams are worth fighting for. Your goals are worth sacrificing for, and your purpose is worth suffering for. And no matter where you are right now, no matter how broken, lost, tired, or confused you feel, it is not the end. It is only the beginning. As long as you are willing to stand up, take responsibility, forgive yourself, and move forward with determination. Because every day is a new chapter. Every morning is a new chance. And every step you take in the right direction brings you closer to the life you imagine. So live boldly, love deeply, work honestly, dream fearlessly, and never forget that life is short. But if you live it with passion, purpose, and persistence, it can be powerful, meaningful, and unforgettable. And when your time finally comes, you will not regret the risks you took, the struggles you faced, or the sacrifices you made. You will smile knowing that you lived fully, you loved sincerely, you fought bravely, and you became everything you were capable of becoming. Life is short, and once you truly understand this reality, you stop wasting your days on meaningless arguments, unnecessary jealousy, empty competition, and endless complaining, because you realize that every second you spend on negativity is a second stolen from your dreams, your growth, and your peace, and you begin to see that time is the most valuable currency in the world, more precious than money, more powerful than fame, and more limited than any resource you will ever have, yet most people spend it carelessly, as if they have an unlimited supply, scrolling endlessly, chasing validation, living for opinions, and sacrificing their real goals for temporary comfort, forgetting that comfort is addictive and mediocrity is silent. It slowly traps you in routines that feel safe, but slowly kill your ambition, your curiosity, and your hunger for greatness. And when years pass, you suddenly realize that you have been busy surviving instead of truly living, busy pleasing others instead of honoring yourself, busy avoiding failure instead of chasing success, because deep inside you were afraid of being judged, afraid of being rejected, afraid of being misunderstood, and afraid of stepping into your true potential. But life was never designed for you to hide. It was designed for you to rise, to explore, to risk, to fail, to learn, and to become someone stronger with every experience. Because growth only happens when you leave the familiar and walk into the unknown with courage in your heart and faith in your purpose. And remember that nobody becomes extraordinary by staying average. Nobody changes the world by thinking small, and nobody discovers their true power by playing safe. So stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. Stop lowering your standards to be accepted by people who do not respect your values. And stop settling for less just because it feels easier, because easy today becomes regret tomorrow, and comfort now becomes disappointment later, and life is too short for that kind of slow destruction. Instead, choose the harder path, the path of discipline, self-control, patience, learning, and consistency, the path where you wake up early when it hurts, where you work when you are tired, where you study when others are partying, and where you stay focused when distractions are everywhere, because that path builds character, confidence, and competence, and over time it transforms ordinary people into unstoppable forces. And remember that success is not magic, luck, or coincidence. It is the result of thousands of small decisions made correctly, thousands of sacrifices made silently, and thousands of efforts repeated daily without applause. And that is why most people quit, because they want quick results without long-term commitment, instant rewards without deep struggle, and recognition without real work. But life does not reward impatience. It rewards persistence. It honors those who keep showing up even when motivation is gone, even when nobody is watching, even when progress is slow, because discipline is what carries you when motivation disappears, and discipline is what separates dreamers from achievers. And as you continue this journey, you will face loneliness, doubt, criticism, and moments when you question everything, moments when your progress feels invisible, when your sacrifices feel pointless, and when your efforts seem wasted. But those moments are tests designed to measure how badly you want your dreams, how strongly you believe in yourself, and how deeply you trust the process. And if you pass those tests, life will reward you with strength, wisdom, and opportunities you never imagined. And remember that nobody sees the nights you cried silently, the mornings you woke up exhausted, the days you pushed yourself beyond limits, and the times you chose discipline over desire. But all of that is being recorded by destiny, and one day it will pay you back in ways that will shock you, because nothing sincere is ever wasted, no honest effort is ever forgotten, and no genuine sacrifice goes unrewarded, and life is short, So do not waste it proving yourself to people who never believed in you. Do not waste it arguing with fools. Do not waste it chasing approval. And do not waste it living by someone else's definition of success. Instead, define your own version of a meaningful life. One where you grow every day, where you stay true to your values, where you help others rise, and where you leave a positive impact wherever you go. Because true success is not about how high you climb alone. It is about how many people you lift while climbing, and how much light you spread in dark places, and how much hope you give to broken hearts. And remember that life will test you with failures, losses, betrayals, and disappointments, not to destroy you, but to reveal your strength, to teach you patience, and to prepare you for bigger responsibilities. Because fragile minds break under pressure, but strong minds grow stronger through it. And you are stronger than you think, more capable than you believe, and more powerful than you imagine. If only you stop doubting yourself and start trusting your abilities, and understand that self-belief is the foundation of every great achievement. Without it, talent is wasted, intelligence is useless, and opportunity is missed. So protect your mindset like your life depends on it, because it does. Guard your thoughts, control your emotions, choose your environment wisely, and surround yourself with people who challenge you, support you, and inspire you to be better, not those who drag you down with negativity, laziness, and excuses. And remember that life is short, but your impact can be eternal, your words can be remembered, your actions can be repeated, and your example can inspire generations. If you choose to live with courage, integrity, and purpose, so keep moving forward even when it hurts, keep believing even when it's hard, keep working even when you're tired, and keep dreaming even when reality tries to crush you. Because one day you will look back at this chapter and realize that it was the season that made you unstoppable, the struggle that made you wise, and the journey that made you proud of who you became. Life is short, and when you finally accept this truth deep in your heart, you stop treating your time like something cheap and start treating it like something sacred, something powerful, something that deserves respect, protection, and wise investment, because every hour you waste is an hour you will never get back. Every chance you ignore is a door that may never open again, and every dream you delay is a future that slowly disappears. Yet many people live as if they have unlimited tomorrows, endless chances and infinite energy, postponing their goals, delaying their growth, and telling themselves that they will start someday, not realizing that someday is a lie that steals destinies, because life rewards action, not intention, movement, not excuses, courage, not comfort. And the moment you begin to act with urgency and purpose, your entire life starts to shift, your mindset becomes sharper, your focus becomes stronger, and your confidence becomes deeper, because progress creates belief and discipline creates freedom. And remember that freedom is not doing whatever you want whenever you want. It is having the strength, control, and wisdom to do what is right even when it is hard, even when it is uncomfortable, and even when nobody is watching. And that is what separates leaders from followers, champions from spectators, and builders from dreamers. Because builders understand that life is short, and every day must be used as a brick in the foundation of their future, not wasted as dust and distraction, laziness and regret. And along this journey you will learn that not everyone will support you, not everyone will understand you, and not everyone will celebrate your growth. Some people will criticize you when you try to improve, mock you when you try to change, and doubt you when you aim higher, because your growth exposes their stagnation and your courage reminds them of their fear. But do not let their limitations become your prison. Do not let their opinions become your identity, and do not let their negativity become your reality. Because you were not born to be small, silent, and scared. You were born to expand, to express, to create, and to conquer your potential. And remember that self-respect is more important than popularity. Integrity is more valuable than approval, and purpose is stronger than pleasure. And when you choose these values, you may lose fake friends, shallow praise, and easy comfort, but you will gain inner peace, self-confidence, and unbreakable strength. And that trade is always worth it. And as you continue forward, you will realize that success is not a destination. It is a daily decision, a lifestyle, a mindset, and a responsibility. Because the moment you stop growing, you start declining. The moment you stop learning, you start becoming irrelevant. And the moment you stop challenging yourself, you start losing respect for yourself. So never become comfortable with average. Never accept mediocrity as normal, and never let laziness disguise itself as balance. Because balance without ambition becomes stagnation, and rest without purpose becomes escape. And life is too short to live in escape mode. hiding from challenges and avoiding responsibility. Instead, face your fears, confront your weaknesses, and turn your pain into power, your mistakes into lessons, and your struggles into strength. Because everything you experience is either a test, a teacher, or a tool for your growth if you are wise enough to see it that way. And remember that patience is not weakness, it is strength under control, it is faith in progress, and it is trust in timing, because some dreams take years to build, some skills take decades to master, and some victories require seasons of sacrifice, isolation, and silence. And most people quit in those silent seasons because there is no applause, no recognition, and no reward. But champions are built in silence, greatness grows in loneliness, and character is formed when nobody is clapping, and one day when success arrives, people will call it overnight. Not knowing about the years of struggle behind it, the sleepless nights, the lonely mornings, and the invisible battles, and you will smile quietly, knowing that every sacrifice was worth it, because life is short and you chose to use it wisely. And along the way you will learn that forgiveness is not for others, it is for you. Letting go of anger, hatred, and resentment frees your heart, clears your mind, and saves your energy for higher purposes, because carrying emotional baggage slows you down, blinds your vision, and poisons your peace, and life is too short to live bitter, broken, and burdened by the past. Instead, heal, grow, and move forward with grace. And remember that your environment shapes you more than your intentions. If you surround yourself with laziness, you will become lazy. If you surround yourself with negativity, you will become negative. And if you surround yourself with ambition, discipline, and positivity, you will rise naturally. So choose your circle wisely, choose your mentors carefully, and choose your influences consciously, because your future is being shaped every day by what you allow into your mind. And finally, understand that your greatest responsibility in life is to become the best version of yourself, not for fame, not for money, not for applause, but for your own soul, for your own peace, and for the people who look up to you. Because when you grow, you give others permission to grow. When you rise, you inspire others to rise. And when you live with purpose, courage, and integrity, you leave a legacy that no time can erase. So keep walking, keep building, keep believing, and keep becoming, because life is short, but your story can be legendary if you choose to write it with discipline, courage, faith, and relentless commitment to excellence. Life is short, and as you move deeper into your journey, you begin to understand that real success is not about showing the world how strong you are. It is about proving to yourself that you can stay disciplined when nobody is watching, focused when nobody is praising, and committed when nobody is clapping. Because true greatness is built in silence, in lonely mornings, late nights, tired bodies, and determined minds. In moments when quitting feels easier than continuing, when excuses sound reasonable, and when comfort feels tempting, yet you choose to stand up again, to try again, and to believe again, because you know that every small effort you make today is shaping the person you will become tomorrow, and every sacrifice you accept now is protecting the future you dream about. And along this path you will realize that life will not always be fair, kind, or gentle. Sometimes it will disappoint you. Sometimes it will betray you. Sometimes it will test you beyond your limits. And sometimes it will take away things and people you love, not to punish you, but to teach you that nothing in this world is permanent except your character, your values, and your resilience. And when everything else falls apart, those are the only things that will keep you standing. And that is why you must invest in your mindset, strengthen your self-respect, and protect your inner peace at all costs, because a strong mind can survive any storm. A calm heart can overcome any chaos, and a clear purpose can guide you through any darkness. And remember that life is too short to live in anger, jealousy, hatred, and comparison, constantly measuring your progress against others, constantly feeling behind, insecure, and unworthy, not realizing that everyone has their own timeline, their own struggles, and their own invisible battles, and comparison only steals your joy, blinds your vision, and weakens your confidence. So focus on your own race, your own growth, and your own mission, because the only competition that truly matters is the one between who you are today and who you were yesterday. And as you continue growing, you will learn that self-love is not selfish. It is necessary. It means respecting your limits, honoring your dreams, setting boundaries, and refusing to accept treatment that damages your mental, emotional, or spiritual health. And sometimes self-love means walking away from people, places, and situations that no longer serve your growth, even if it hurts, even if it is lonely, and even if it is misunderstood, because staying in toxic environments slowly destroys your confidence, your motivation, and your peace. and life is too short to live in survival mode, constantly tired, stressed, and unhappy. Instead, choose environments that inspire you, challenge you, and support your evolution. And remember that every mistake you make is not proof that you are weak. It is proof that you are trying, learning, and growing. And failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. It is the training ground of champions, the classroom of leaders, and the workshop of wisdom. And the only real failure is refusing to try again, refusing to learn, and refusing to move forward, because persistence turns pain into power and struggle into strength. And along this journey, you will also understand that gratitude is a secret weapon. It keeps you humble when you win, strong when you lose, and peaceful when life is uncertain, because gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, from what went wrong to what is still possible, and from what hurt you to what healed you. And a grateful heart is a powerful heart. And life is too short to live complaining, blaming, and criticizing, wasting your energy on things you cannot control. Instead, focus on improving what you can, changing what you must, and accepting what you cannot, because maturity is knowing the difference, and wisdom is acting on it. And remember that leadership begins with self-leadership, discipline begins with self-control, and success begins with self-responsibility. The moment you stop blaming others, circumstances, or luck for your situation and start taking full ownership of your choices, your habits, and your actions, your life begins to change, because responsibility gives you power and excuses take it away. And as you grow stronger, wiser, and more confident, never forget to stay kind, respectful, and compassionate, because strength without kindness becomes arrogance, confidence without humility becomes pride, and success without humanity becomes empty. And the greatest people in history were not just powerful, they were also kind, patient, and generous, and their legacy lives not only in their achievements but in their character. And finally, understand that your life story is being written every single day by the decisions you make, the standards you accept, and the effort you invest. And one day when you look back, you will not remember every detail, but you will remember whether you lived with courage, honesty, and purpose, whether you tried your best, whether you stayed true to yourself, and whether you refused to quit on your dreams. So make sure that story is one you are proud of. Make sure it reflects discipline, resilience, faith, and love, because life is short. But when you live it with intention, integrity, and passion, it becomes a masterpiece, a message, and a motivation for generations to come.